republic
to
for
the
which
republic
it
for
stands,
which it stands,
one nation, under
nation,
God,
under God,
indivisible, with liberty and justice
liberty
for
and
all.
justice for all.
Moment of silence. Thank you.
Council President Fire,
Here.
Alderman Ottawa,
Here.
Alderwoman Calderon.
Here.
Alderman Brickner,
Here.
Alderman Damon,
Here.
Alderwoman Fliss asked to be excused.
Telephonic meeting, none.
The meeting has been properly posted and noticed.
Public hearing, change of zoning, 1301 East Waterford Avenue, M1 to M1 special use.
Notice is hereby given that the Common Council of the City of St. Francis will hold a public hearing in the council chambers, St. Francis Civic Center, 3400 East Howard Avenue, St. Francis, Wisconsin, on Tuesday, January 6, 2026, at 7 p.m., regarding the request for change of zoning from M1 Limited Industrial to M1 Limited Industrial Special Use for Contractor's Shop and Contractor's Yard at 1301 East Waterford Avenue. The legal description involved in the proposed zoning change is as follows: tax key number 582-8017-000. A map of the property may be obtained from the Common Council through the city clerk's office during regular business hours. Any interested person may be heard at the time of the public hearing.
Is there anyone that would like to speak at this public hearing? Is there anyone that would like to speak at this public hearing? Is there anyone that would like to speak at this public hearing? Public hearing is now closed. Presentation? None. Citizens' comments? LT, can you get those for me, please? Pick on the new guy. Or is Ricky G getting them already? Then I got the right man on the job. Thank you, Rick. I'm probably going to murder this last name, Melissa Tushajan? Yes. Yes. Can you please come up and state your name and address, please?
Hi, Melissa Tashian, Tashjian. I'm a business owner at 1780 East Boulevard, a building owner there. And I don't know if this is the most appropriate forum or not to be asking these questions, so I'm just going to go ahead and do it. There was quite recently, I've owned this building for over 5 years, and within the last month and a half, there has been a 2-hour parking limitation that has been placed on almost the whole street of Boulevard. And as a small business owner, it's been very difficult for my employees to find parking. We start at 6:30 in the morning, and I don't want them to have to walk 2 blocks to be able to go to work, or a block and a half to go to work. And so I'm wondering what can be done to maybe ease the restrictions. They're currently on both sides of the street, or at least find out why these restrictions were put in place, and what we can do to try to create a better win-win situation for the business owners on that boulevard.
I'm going to ask you if you can call City Hall tomorrow morning and talk with either me, or Mark, our city administrator, and then we can answer those questions.
Excellent.
This isn't back and forth right now.
Got it, okay.
Thank you,
perfect.
but thank you for coming. Is there anyone else that would like to speak for citizens' comments? Please state your name and address, please. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Laura Delane. My address is 3929 South.
Can you just get a little closer? I can barely hear you.
Sure.
Perfect.
There
Thank
we
you.
go. Laura Delane. My address is 3929 South Troy Avenue, of course, in St. Francis. I've been a crossing guard and in the city for about 3 years at KK in Denton. I love my job. I love Lieutenant. He's great, and I enjoy working for this city. It's wonderful. I'm also a member of Community for the Triangle. Our website is www.communityforthetriangle.com. We are a group of concerned St. Francis citizens, and our focus is responsible development of the Triangle in accordance with the Comprehensive Plan and Future Development Strategic Plan created by the citizens of St. Francis. Reach out to us through our website, www.communityforthetriangle.com. Thank you very much.
Thank you. All right, I'm going to ask one last time if there's any other citizens that'd like to speak for citizens' comments. Citizens' comments are closed. Thank you. Consent agenda. Is there any older person who would like anything removed?
I'll make a motion to approve the consent agenda as listed.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Ayes have it. Recommendation of action from committees, commissions, and boards. Action to be taken from the licensing committee meeting held January 6, 2026. Don?
Mayor, this evening, we're looking for beverage operators licenses for Evan Plennis and Carrie Weinberg.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Ayes have it.
Next, we're looking for direct sellers and solicitors permit for Daniel A. Kylish, Edward Jones Investments, 3546 East Sevier Avenue, that was last issued 9/17/25.
I'll second.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Ayes have it.
And that is all from licensing, Mayor.
Thank you, Don. Action to be taken from finance? None. Action to be taken from bargaining? None. Action to be taken from Board of Public Works? None. Action to be taken from the Planning Commission? None. Resolutions and ordinances.
Resolution providing for the sale of approximately 2,920,000 general obligation promissory notes series 2026A.
Mark, you got anything?
Good evening. My name is Casey Griffiths. I'm the Senior Financial Specialist with Ellers, and here this evening is my associate, Todd Taves, to give you your pre-sale report for your upcoming borrowing. So everybody should have had a copy of the pre-sale report in their packet, along with the resolution that you'll be acting on this evening. So just want to run through that pre-sale report, provide you kind of a little bit of background of where we're at, and happy to answer any questions at the end. So if you go to the first page of this pre-sale report, this is, as noted in the agenda, $2,920,000 general obligation promissory notes series 2026A. There's three purposes for this debt issuance. It's a reimbursement for the cost for your street improvement projects that were undertaken last year. So you'll be paying back as part of the bond or part of the note proceeds. It also includes street, alley, and sidewalk improvement projects that are scheduled for 2026, and capital equipment purchases that are also scheduled for 2026. And debt service for all of these will be paid out of your property taxes. The city is issuing this under its general authority to do so under Wisconsin statute. There is a term for 16 years, and the principal and notes will be due beginning in 2027. We'll discuss that in a little bit of kind of some unique circumstances within the proposed borrowing that notes that will actually be a payment made in 2026. But the debt will be there's a call feature on the debt, so it'll be prepayable starting at March 1st, 2033. The city's obligated, or under statute, the city's can exceed more than 5% of its total equalized value. In this particular borrowing for the city does not go over its authorized debt limit. If you wanted to flip, we'll go to page number 4 to get into the details of the schedule of the borrowing. So this is page 4 of the pre-sale report. At the top it says proposed debt issuance schedule. This evening is your pre-sale review, and then the week of January 19th, there will be a due diligence call to review the official statement with bond counsel, and then also a call with Moody's to review your rating, the city's rating. That's actually scheduled for January 20th. We'll distribute the official statement January 27, 2026. And then the Common Council meeting to award the sale will be on February 3rd, and that's the actual date when we'll receive bids on your behalf, similar to like a construction project. This is a competitive sale, so underwriters will solicit bids on your behalf. We'll compile those bids and provide you a recommendation to award the sale based on the lowest true interest cost for the debt that's being proposed. And then estimated closing date is February 25th of this year. That's when the city will receive its funds from the bonds. We'll go through some attachments here on the next few pages that are listed here on this page. And then below here is just your Ellers contacts, Todd, myself, and some other of our staff members in the office. Going to page 5. It'll say Table 1 at the very top, which is, it says Table 1, existing general obligation debt base case. So this is your existing general obligation debt the city has you're currently making payments on. So this is where we start off when we plan for your borrowing. We look at what your current general obligation debt payments are. In the middle, you'll see a bunch of red. Those are payments that are made that are part of your general obligation debt, but they're revenues being used from different sources. So the majority of that is revenue that's helping pay down general obligation debt for TID 3, TID 4, and TID 5. So those revenues are coming from the TID districts, and then also some sewer and storm water revenue that helps offset those general obligation debt payments. From there, you get your net debt service levy. That's the amount that you're paying currently in debt, on your general obligation debt. So that's the amount that property taxes are paying debt back for. And then at the very far right-hand side is the existing tax rate per $1,000 of equalized value, and then the annual taxes on an average home, which is $280,000. The next page, Table 2, this is your capital improvement plan and funding uses. So as we said, there are multiple projects that the city is looking to finance for. Again, the 2025 street reimbursement projects, the 2026 street improvements, 2026 alley improvements, and then 2026 sidewalk improvements, and then capital equipment purchases. We've also included in here for 2027, that's just essentially a projection for your potential borrowing for next year. That's for a ladder truck. However, we understand that it's not part of this borrowing, but we did want to put it on your radar and wanted to show you what that looks like for future financing purposes. Below here is just your sources of funding. So in total, your total needs for funding is $2.7 million, and that's going to be financed through general obligation notes. Going to Table 3 on the next page, this is taking your capital improvement plan. It says capital improvements financing plan, so it's taking the capital improvement plan and putting it in here to go through a financing plan. So at the very top, you see the CIP projects listed and the dollar amounts for those CIP projects. Again, those street reimbursement projects, street and alley and sidewalk projects and equipment purchases, as well as capitalized interest. And so capitalized interest is actually it's a additional borrowing amount that you'll need to have, partially because you haven't allocated tax revenue to pay for debt this year. This won't go on your tax bill until 2027. However, in order to be competitive in the marketplace and having an interest payment this year, we recommended utilizing capitalized interest in order to make a payment in this given year for a single interest payment this given year. Basically, you're increasing your borrowing needs in order to be a little bit more competitive and utilizing money that you get from the sale of the notes as part of the borrowing to help pay that interest in the given year, and also because, again, you didn't levy any debt service levy for this amount for this budget year, this budgetary year. So from there, all those CIP projects listed, we get a subtotal project cost to be $2.8 million. And then in the middle there is your estimated issue expenses. So these are expenses that include our fee, your bond counsel fee, disclosure counsel fee, and then your rating agency fee, as well as the underwriter's discount, and then your paying agent fee. So in total, the total to be financed was $2,960,794. We've estimated interest earnings to be at 3%, and it's been done of 6 months. So that is taken off of that total to be financed. So that's where we get to a net bond size, and we have to round the bond size because bonds or notes are issued in denominations of 5,000. So that's where you get the net bond size of $2,920,000. And as you can see, we've also done that same thing, the projection out. We'll refine that, the 2027 amount there shown on the right-hand side once we get more accurate or once we get closer to the financing for next year on that. Table 4 on the next page. This is an allocation of your debt service. So this is what the payments will look like in each particular year. We've separated this out into your streets, alleys, and sidewalks, and then your equipment portion. So We've amortized, so the repayment schedule for the equipment is only 5 years. The remainder of the debt is the 16. We shortened up the amortization schedule for the equipment portion because most of those things have a asset life that's no greater than no less than 5 years. So we wanted to make sure to get that paid off and paid in that amount of time. If you go to the very right-hand side, the totals, that would be the total principal and interest payments that are projected to be made for the general obligation notes. And again, we show here the red, those are capitalized interest. So again, that first interest payment that you would make this year in 2026 is coming out of the borrowed fund proceeds. Next page is just as, again, similar to the previous one. This is just a proposed allocation of debt service for your 2027 notes. Again, we're just including this in here for illustrative purposes. Table 6, this is your financing plan impact for your taxes. So everything in the blue columns are your existing debt. Again, going back to that first table, we take it here, and then we add on your proposed new debt. So in the orange, that's your proposed new debt. We show the 2026 notes here. We've also just, again, for illustrative purposes, shown the 2027 borrowing in there as well. The middle of that those orange columns is the debt service levy. So that's your total net debt service levy once you've included all your existing debt, all your abatements, so all those payments that are coming from other sources other than property taxes. And then once you add in the new debt, you get your net debt service levy. And then we show what the levy changes from year to year. So what we've tried to do here is keep it relatively stable, keep that debt service levy relatively stable from year to year. And that will then also keep your debt tax rate relatively level for those years, and try and minimize any kind of major fluctuations in the annual taxes for a homeowner. And again, no interest or principal. Well, I should say no interest or principal will be paid through property taxes in 2026. So that's why you're not showing anything here. There will be a payment that has to be made in 2026, but again, that's coming out of the capitalized interest. And then table 7, this is your debt capacity analysis. So as I said before, you're limited to 5% of your equalized value. We show in the blue columns your existing debt. So that's your existing debt and your existing debt limit. You're right now 34% of that limit. With this new borrowing, this 2.9 million borrowing, you'll be at 40% of your limit. So you have a residual capacity of 32 million. As you can see, it starts to go down right away. Part of that is because we've assumed here a net equalized value increase year over year for the next several years, as well as the reduction in some principal payments that you have on your existing debt as well too. So you'll stay at 40% this year, but then going down to 38% even with that potential new borrowing in 2027. And then the final page, this is just the 2-year trend in the municipal bond indices. We like to include this in here just to show where the index and average yields are at. As you can see, we had a spike here in March of 25, and things have been going down the last several months. So with that, I'm happy, or Todd and I are happy to answer any questions that you may have.
Anybody have any questions? Thank you. Do we need a motion on that, Mark?
Yes, we have to introduce and adopt the resolution.
I'll move to introduce and adopt.
I'll second.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Ayes have it.
Ordinance to conditionally rezone certain lands in the city of St. Francis from M1 Limited Industrial District to M1 Limited Industrial District with a special use under section 455-29C of the City of St. Francis zoning code, 1301 East Waterford Avenue, property identification number 582-8017-000.
I'll move to introduce and adopt.
I'll second.
Any further discussion?
Is the individual requesting the rezone here or no?
No, he called earlier today and said he was sick, so he would not be attending the meeting.
Well, I really do not like passing these types of resolutions when the guy doesn't show up. Maybe sick, but the guy doesn't show up. I got issues with that.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed?
No.
Ayes have it. There was one no.
I heard it.
Okay, thank you. Discussion items with possible action. Request to post-fill city clerk treasurer position. Mark or Ann?
There's a letter in the packet. I'm respectfully requesting that the city clerk treasurer position be posted and filled. Although my official retirement date is May 31st, 2026, the clerk treasurer role is foundational to the city's operations, and 2026 will be an election-heavy year. Taking proactive steps now would allow sufficient time for training, continuity, and a smooth transition before my departure. This would also provide me the opportunity to assist with questions, mentor the incoming clerk treasurer, and walk through the detailed procedure manuals that have been created to support the position. Deputy Clerk Treasurer Gagnon has been working closely with me to expand her knowledge of the duties and responsibilities of the office. However, with 4 elections scheduled in 2026, placing the majority of that responsibility on one individual would be an undue burden. While other staff members are trained in certain aspects of election administration, they do not carry the full scope of responsibility required to successfully administer elections and manage the office as a whole. I also reflect on my own experience in 1992 when I only had 3 working days with the retiring city clerk treasurer. That limited transition was challenging, and I want to ensure the city is better positioned this time. Allowing for overlap would help safeguard institutional knowledge and ensure the city continues to be well-served. My goal is to leave this office and the city in the strongest possible position. I appreciate your consideration of this request and welcome the opportunity to discuss it further.
The strongest position, Ann, would be for you to stay.
I think Rebecca says no.
I was going to say, I think that no would be the resounding answer you would hear from everybody who works in there.
You only started in 92.
It's get out. It's time for new blood.
I'll make a motion to post filled city clerk position, treasurer position.
Yeah, I'll second, and
Approve the job description.
that's what I meant.
Yes.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Ayes have it.
Funding agreement, private property infiltration and inflow reduction program agreement. No, I'm not reading 38 pages of this.
No?
No.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Mr. Bill?
Are you asking me to read 38 pages in?
No.
No, but I'm sure you'll talk about every single one of them.
I will briefly go over this. So,
Again,
yes, we've talked in the past about the PPII program, which is private property inflow and infiltration. It's a program through MMSD. They've changed some of the requirements over the last couple of years, and in October, they really cut this off from being to moving to a competitive model. So what we did is prepared 2 funding agreements or 2 work plans for consideration by MMSD. There's approximately $250,000 that's been allocated to the city of St. Francis that if you don't have active work plans, you essentially forfeit those. So the work plan that's in front of you right now, it's called SFO4, and what it is the amount of $64,000, and it's for smoke testing to identify inflow or infiltration, mainly inflow, within the sanitary sewers in specific areas of the city. So this has already been approved by MMSD, so essentially what we're doing right now is looking for approval of the funding agreement by the city council. There is one other funding agreement that's out there that'll be presented at possibly the next or the 2 city council meetings after the MMSD approves that. But essentially what this would do is allow us to be able to move forward with the work plan that's approved by MMSD and to complete that testing in 2026, and then that's fully reimbursable through MMSD to the city.
Thank you, Bill. Any questions?
So what you're saying then, for layman's terms, is that we have to pay the upfront cost and then we get that back on the end?
That's correct. That's correct.
Okay.
But if we don't do that, we lose 250.
Correct.
Okay.
Is there any risk to, are there any stipulations with the work or anything that might mean that we don't get paid back if we pay up front and then don't follow like the exact letter of the rules?
That's why you pay us, to make sure that we follow the exact letters of the law. And if you don't get reimbursed, then you can talk to me, I guess. But no, that's exactly what it is. The update that I'll give at the end of the meeting is regarding the current work plan that we're actually going out to bid tomorrow on. But we're familiar with the process and making sure that we're dotting our I's and crossing our T's to make sure that the reimbursement occurs.
Yeah, and I wasn't implying that we wouldn't be doing that. I'm looking for sources of risk that may make it impossible to do that, I guess, is where my concern would be, more so than us not doing it because we didn't. I'd be more concerned about us not being able to do it for other reasons.
No, we don't anticipate that at this point.
Well,
I would
motion
move to-
approve the funding agreement for the PPII program.
Second.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Ayes have it. Moving on. Appointments to committees, none. Correspondence with possible action, none. Unfinished business, none. Other business, none. Department heads, Bill,
Monkey
we'll go right back
business.
to you.
Right back. Just a couple updates for you. We are currently in the design aspect of the 2026 street improvements. I have provided updates as far as what those streets are. That's what's on the update for you guys there. At this point, we're anticipating probably going out to bid in February for the project. And what we're anticipating is that we will have a summer construction completion by Labor Day. A couple lessons learned from last year's projects, but again, like we did last year, what we'll do is present options for the city to consider to make sure that we remain on budget. So we're currently in design aspect right now. Another update just on the PPI program. One of the other work plans that we currently have approved, been working on, is going out to bid tomorrow. We'll be advertising that for about 2 weeks, awarding it, and then bringing that back to the council in February. We have approximately 9 residences that we've been working with to create foundation drain disconnects to reduce the I&I and the sanitary sewer for those properties. The KK Lunham order with the holidays, we did not get any information from MMSD, but earlier this week we did meet with the operators of the lift station. I don't have any information from that at this point, but next step will probably be meeting with Mark and then bringing that to city council as far as what our recommendation is there. One final note, the environmental work that was done on the 1306 East Boulevard site closure, we did get notification today that that site will be closed as soon as we submit the boring logs, which were submitted this afternoon. So, again, that'll be a further update or discussion with the council as far as where that moves, but the site closure will be approved.
Thank you, Bill.
I pass.
Lieutenant Harkis?
Hope everybody had a nice New Year. On the police side, I just our new technology, our body cameras. We're full implementation of our new Axon body cameras. I know the officers are loving them. It's a piece of equipment that we need on a day-to-day basis. Our old body cameras were just starting to fail day after day. So they're really, really grateful for the new ones, and the implementation went very smooth. But besides that, I just want to wish everybody hopefully a great new year, and we look forward to providing top-notch service for the citizens of St. Francis.
Thank you. Chief Poplar?
Good evening. Just a few things. We have a police and fire commission meeting tomorrow. We had our promotion assessment center before the holidays, so I hope to have 2 officers' names confirmed and then sworn in on the 16th. So 2 new lieutenants, which opens up 2 new heavy equipment operator positions, which we posted for, in addition to our 2 or more entry-level firefighter paramedic positions, which we are interviewing on the 28th and 29th of this month. So recruitment and training heavy, that's where we're at right now in the department. So I will be out of the state for our next meeting, so one of the fire officers will be sitting in, and that's why I brought up that we'll be interviewing at the end of the month for new hires. With that, I pass.
Thank you, Chief. Ann?
We are gearing up for elections. We've had all the candidate incumbents have filed their paperwork. We've had 1 additional nomination paper filed. We will not have a primary per the State Election Commission. She said there were none, so that's good. So we will not have a February election. Rebecca has been working diligently, getting our new Badger books up, running, waiting for some upgrades and doing training of our poll workers. So we've moved into the latest technology for elections. And of course, you know, last month I sent out tax bills. Everybody hates me. This month y'all get your sewer bills. They should be in the mail on Thursday. And with that, I pass.
Thank you, Ann. Paul, did you have anything?
I do not, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. Mark?
Just a reminder to alderpersons that you do have mail over in your mailbox, so before you leave today, make sure that you grab all your mail out of the mailboxes. That's all I have. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you, Mark. Matt?
Thanks, Mayor. I know it's a ways off, Ann, but when you were reading your letter, it strikes me that some of the improvements you've made to the office over time, and
I know Rebecca was great, wasn't she?
but the policies and everything else, and I think that that's something that, you know, kind of resonates through the city, just in terms of the way that all the department heads, you know, function. It's there's an organization behind it, something I've noticed, and I think that you bring a lot of professionalism to the role here, and you'll be missed. Again, I know it's a long ways off, but wanted to be the first to say it. So
Actually, what I thought you were going to say is I wasn't even born in 1992 when you started.
I was definitely around in 1992. And then I wish everyone a happy new year, and with that, I pass.
Thank you. Steve? Thank you, Steve. Don?
Couple of things. It's nice to hear that MMSD is dealing with the beachfront property from Jones Island, but they still haven't taken care of the stink. And then I see that Howard Avenue is here on the improvements list. I think that the state did such a good job with the design of Howard Avenue approaching the city of St. Francis that this Howard Avenue should be one massive bump out on every square inch of that property on that street in the city of St. Francis. And with that, I pass.
I would veto that. Sarah?
I have nothing this evening, Mayor.
Thank you. Sean?
I'll save my remarks for your retirement for a later date, but I do agree. You've been a wonderful addition, and it's unfortunate you don't have a February practice run with your new software. That would have been a good time before the November election. For those of
Have
you,
issues in the 2nd District in April. It'll be fine.
for those of you who are new to the audience, Bill does an amazing job for us, but our fire and police are very well known in the community, and when they're hiring, they do a batch hire with other departments. So multiple departments interview people. The candidates then put forth who they're interested in working for. These two departments have such a good reputation that, and I hope I don't jinx this, but they traditionally fill their positions rather quick with some very qualified candidates. And that's a reflection of their outreach. They offer education sessions, training sessions with other departments. They work with other departments closely when they're shorthanded. They're often overlooked and underappreciated, and our police and fire commission in the city is amazing, as well as our DPW. So, yes, our taxes were probably a little shocking for most people. However, we have an amazing community where others would love to have what we have here. So I appreciate all of you, and with that, I'll pass.
Thank you, Sean. You stole my
And when
thunder.
you said you didn't want to jinx it, I do think I saw the lights dim.
No.
I'm just glad I'm wearing boots.
I have nothing to add to that. Sean, you said that very, very well. I want to wish everyone a happy, safe New Year. And for everyone that showed up to talk or just to come here, I appreciate that. And with that,
Motion adjourned?
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Ayes have it. Thank you.